Hey there, beautiful souls. Whether you're single or in a relationship, this intuitive love tarot reading was meant to find you. If you're new here, welcome to Universal Wisdom Tarot. And if you're returning, thank you so much for being here again. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe for ongoing spiritual guidance. If you've been searching for answers, clarity, or confirmation, this reading may hold the message you've been waiting for. Ready to see what's unfolding? Let's dive in. Hey there, Taurus. This is your general intuitive love reading. It is for mid-August. I have already asked for blessings, so let's dive right in and let's see what the cards want to reveal. Okay, Taurus. Just give me a second here. I'm just going to take a drink. All right, let's get into your current general energies. You have this idealism card, and it is clarified by the Three of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. Your current general energies show someone who is holding on to hope. Okay, is that you? Is that them? Is that both of you? Are you in a relationship or not in a relationship? It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, someone is holding on to some kind of hope. Idealism does say the card is reality doesn't match identity, or you love to be in love or always searching for the one. So there is some kind of hope there that the wonderful person will come along, or that the person I am with is the most incredible relationship ever. It's a very idealistic hope there. And sometimes that comes with when we have this realization of the idealism, or that it isn't necessarily as ideal as we had hoped it to be. Well, then we get a little bit of pain, because you have also this Three of Swords, right? So I'd say despite any pain or realization, you are still hopeful, okay? And hope is a good thing. And I would also say that idealism often, it suggests that, that whatever a connection or a relationship could be, okay, it's obviously still outweighing what the reality of it is, okay, or what has happened so far, or what happened in the past, okay? So, in other words, the reality versus the what we want it to be and what it is are two different things, okay? And so we tend to want to idealize it or think of it as good or what have you, okay? But you have this Three of Swords here pointing towards some kind of either heartbreak or some kind of disappointment that either you are suffering right now or feeling right now, or some kind of disappointment. I want to say more of a disappointment than a heartbreak. Maybe you have recently had some kind of separation and you are looking for some idealized version of a future relationship. Okay. Or maybe you're in one and you're contemplating the separation, right? That obviously separation, disappointment comes with some kind of emotional wounds that either have deeply impacted a connection that you've had in the past, this connection right now, or what you're thinking about in the future for a connection. And yet you have the Ace of Pentacles. So it's a very interesting set of cards here in this current general energies, because the Ace of Pentacles says, but I want a fresh start. I want a relationship. I want stability. I want to build something or rebuild something more secure. Even after pain, even after disappointment, there's potential that you are still considering here. Okay. Potential either of an existing relationship or potential of saying, you know what, I still want to try again, or if you've broken up and and you want to go back to somebody, or even if you are, it's single looking for something, but having been, I want to say not tainted, but having been influenced by a very bad relationship previously. Okay. So definite feels like a connection, or there's something here going on for someone where you still believe in relationships. Yes, you still have a lot of hope, and the relationship could still be meaningful despite any emotional hurt that's surrounding it. And so I guess in a way you might be asking yourself, can this be fixed? Really? That's what I would be saying. Can this be fixed? And that's what my guides are telling me. All right. So let's get into your challenges, because they are very, very interesting, but again, very clear to me. You have the jealousy card. Okay. So that actually says afraid to lose you, or want you to alter themselves, or um, can't see life without you. Okay. There's definitely some jealousy there. On whose part, I don't know, yours, theirs, or both. You have the Five of Cups and you have the Five of Wands. You have two fives. That is a sign of some conflict. Okay. That is a sign of something that doesn't run smoothly. That's something that requires a lot of work. Okay. Jealousy is not necessarily something that's easy to deal with. So, huge challenge here, which is there's definitely some unresolved pain that's creating some kind of conflict. There's definitely some insecurity here. There's some definitely even comparison going on. Okay. Jealousy doesn't always just mean a third party, right? It could it could mean, because there are three figures on there, right? It's not necessarily just three, jealousy in that regard. It can also represent fear of loss, right? It's could be emotional competition, or it could just be in the strong sense of insecurity, which I'm feeling here. Okay. The Five of Cups is a card of saying regret. We regret sometimes things that happen. It is a card that sometimes we focus in on the negative and we don't see the positive. But actually, the image right here is sometimes more of a card of saying, sometimes we need to let go of something or someone. We just need to let it go. Okay. We just need to let it go, because it's the best thing for everybody. Okay, I want to say that. Or if you set somebody free, right, then you free yourself, and you free yourself to start anew. Why? Because you have this Five of Pentacles, which is a card of conflict. No ways, two ways about it. All right. So although there might be some disappointment to have to let this go, sometimes it's necessary to let something go. Okay. There's probably been some arguments, or that will be the challenge, is the arguments, the tension, the competition, the clashing of perspectives, okay, the miscommunication. These are all things that you may be coming up against because of the jealousy, and the defensiveness, right, is maybe escalating, and causing more problems unnecessarily. All right. So your challenge is a biggie, okay, is that there's unresolved feelings, there's hurt feelings, there's hurt that is actually fueling your conflict more and more. It's like throwing alcohol on a fire, okay? It's like you're keeping it going there, all right? And healing has to happen, but in order for the healing to happen, you have to have trust, and you have to build the trust, and you have to bring back some emotional peace. Okay. And so this is where you say to yourself, if I need to build back trust, is that possible? And if that's possible, then this can be fixed. All right, let's get into the outcome cards here. You have this spiritual card. It's clarified by the Two of Swords and the Three of Wands. Your outcome energy feels sort of reflective, deeply reflective, because it's a card that says spiritual. I mean, you're looking for a spiritual connection, or you're looking for some kind of deep connection. Perhaps there is, you're looking for some better communication. I would say perhaps you're going in spiritual, deeply within yourself, and trying to figure out what your spiritual desires are in a relationship. So there's something here very reflective and spiritually guided. You know, spiritual does suggest a connection that is teaching important emotional lessons, and it clarifies, or it's saying that it's kind of shedding light on the fact that maybe that has not been your case so far, or certainly not with the challenges that you're facing. It's not a signal that it's a deep spiritual relationship to you. All right. Now you have the Two of Swords here that says, well, do I stay or do I go? Do I keep going, or do I not? Do I jump in, or do I stay out? Right? If you're single and you're thinking about getting into a relationship. I feel there's definitely some kind of emotional stalemate here, okay? You're definitely having a difficult time making a final choice, but I feel like someone is still emotionally torn because you're asking that question. Can I fix this? Can I fix this? Can I fix this? I don't foresee us seeing the answer over this next period of time. And these readings are generally good for about 4 weeks. So I would say from, mid-August to mid-September. And again, this reading won't be for everybody, but for those of you that this resonates with, bear that in mind. Because, you may not have decided yet that this is what you want to get out of, because there's the Three of Wands, right? And Three of Wands is saying, well, future. Does this still have potential for the future? Can I still fix it? Can this grow? Can this change? Can this morph? Can we get back on track? Right? You're looking for the clarity about should I try? right? You haven't blocked it off completely. And I find that's interesting because usually the Two of Swords would have the swords crossing the chest, which is very much a blocking type of imagery, where this one's open. So you're still thinking to yourself, maybe this can fix itself. Maybe this can change and morph. You know, I'm going to tell you what my guides are saying. Sometimes the hardest things are worth more because of the effort it required. Okay. So if you do want to try and fix this, that's one thing. But also at the same time, you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained, is also being given to me in the sense that, you know, sometimes you have to take a leap of faith and just say one way or the other, either move on or you know, if you're going to fix it, try and fix it. But I feel like, you know, in this reading entirely here, Taurus, you have not made that decision yet. And I don't feel like you're really going to make that decision um, by the end of this period. All right, my friends. Interesting read. I'll give you that. And I don't know who the heck that's going to resonate for or not, but you remember, these are general intuitive readings, not meant for everybody. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and maybe the next one is yours if this doesn't resonate. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help the channel out. I'm truly appreciative of your support of this channel. It does not exist without you. I can't continue to do these things without your support. I'm truly grateful for your support. I'll see you again soon. Until then, please know I am, as always, wishing you divine light and love.